So you want me to start?
Sure.
Okie dokie. Hey, everybody. Everyone good? Happy Father's Day to all the great dads out there. And if someone that's an important dad figure to you, happy Father's Day to them too. So I had a good one. I had a very good one. If you saw pictures, we were playing pickleball. That was me and my son, but with some friends. But then this morning we took my dad out to breakfast and had a real nice breakfast. And I'm so thankful that I still have him and I can take him out to breakfast on Father's Day. So, it's always a treat. I'm going to give you a couple dates. If I don't have all the details, I'll get them posted. But I have a training for tonight. I'll start in a couple minutes. But tomorrow night, April and I are doing a training for Team Heart. And Rachel just sent the link, so I'll get it posted either in the chat or in the Team Unity Facebook page. And everybody's welcome. Okay, so anyway, it's an honor to be asked to train Team Heart, and that'll be tomorrow night. I think, don't hold me to this because I said I don't have all the details. I think it's at 8 o'clock Central. I think that's
8 it's 6
no. Okay,
hertz.
so go ahead,
Yeah.
April.
It's 8 R's, 6 hertz.
She's not Central. What is she, Mountain?
Mountain.
She's in Minnesota.
Yeah, I think she's Mountain.
Are you sure? Okay,
I'm pretty sure her time is 6, and when I figured it, we'd be 8. So we'll put the
okay.
link.
So let's
yeah.
we'll post it. Let's figure it's 8 o'clock Eastern. Same as now. But so that'll be tomorrow night. And then April, you said the company was doing something Tuesday. I didn't see that.
Yeah, that's an MC1 and above training. So anybody that's MC1 and above should have gotten an email inviting you to a very special training from some of the top leaders in the company, and they're going to rotate in and out. So it's brand new.
Is that FAB?
Yeah, I guess pretty much FAB. Yeah. It's brand new. So I have no idea
watch your
what the
email
training-
then, folks.
Yeah.
So is this going to be like every Tuesday for a little
Every
while?
Tuesday they're supposed to do it. Yeah. MC1 and above. So
Okay. We were on a few executive calls and actually spent some time talking to Kristen Cunningham last week. And I'll get into the July 20th thing in a minute, but there's definitely going to be a trip announced. Okay, a trip for the whole field come July 20th. And the one thing that is so important is to go into that, which means July will count. Okay, they always end up allowing you to use what already happened. Okay, so that will mean July will count. And that makes the second half of June super important because you got to get the momentum going in your favor. You got to get the activity going in your favor. And I'm going to talk a little bit about, the activity tonight when I get into the training, but it's really hard to do anything starting from a standstill. Okay, where you're just standing and there's no movement. It just reminds me of pickleball or April with tennis. It's hard to do good if you're not moving. Okay, it's just and this business is no different. And the movement in this business obviously is called activity. Okay, and some activities are more productive than others. And like I said, I'll get into that in a second, but the one other reminder I want to share is July 20th. And if you're in this business, and I mean you're earning a check, you're planning on building this business, then you have two choices on July 20th. Okay, you have two choices. You either need to attend a host party. You need to attend an event where somebody's hosting it. Okay, or you need to host it. Okay, and that doesn't mean you got to have 30 or 40 people in your house. That means you and some teammates, you and some prospects. That's what that means. But there's no, I'm going to watch it alone thing. Okay. Or I'm going to watch the replay of it. It's free. If you haven't registered, please register. Okay. The link is there to register. But that's the two, this is your company. This is your business. You own it. Okay. And we need to take responsibility for owning our business. And this is going to be the second biggest announcement of the year. The first one was in January. Okay. And the second one will be for the second half of the year, which will be in July. And they'll be announcing where the meeting's going to be in October. Okay. They'll be announcing the trip. Somebody slipped and we found out there's a really exciting product coming later in the year. Okay. And how about this one, folks? And no, we can't share what it is. Okay. This one would really get us in trouble. So this one just can't do. If it was coming out in July, I might think about it, but this is for October. All I can tell you is if you think collagen was big, you ain't seen nothing yet. Okay. Chew on that one for a while. Okay. So that if that's not enough to want you to have an army of active customers and consultants, I don't know what will. Okay. It's as big gets. And look, we had collagen where the company thought we would sell 1 million a month and we sold 4 million a month. And this will make collagen look small. Okay. So do you want your business at a standstill or do you want it moving? Okay. That's the key. And, if I told you how the leak got out with the product, I'm telling you, when I heard it, it made me pee my pants. So you would all pee your pants if you heard it. It's like one of the funniest things I ever heard in my life, and so innocent, but is funny as heck. I mean, just so funny. So anyway, let me go to the slides. Okay, can you guys, I'm assuming you can see that, okay. All right. So what I'm going to take a few minutes talking to you about, and then April will add to the training after I go through this, but I just have a couple of slides. I said this for the last couple weeks that we're going to talk a lot about you and two. You doing something and getting 2 other people to do it with you, whether it's working towards Onyx, whether it's working towards Emerald or Sapphire or Diamond, and then teaching them to get their 2, you and 2, you and 2, you and 2. Well, let's back it up a step further than that. So in order for you and 2 to happen, we need to be active. We got to be doing productive activities. Okay, but there's different productive activities. And I rated them here. And again, this is my opinion. You own your own business. You certainly are entitled to your own opinion. But in my opinion, okay, these are all activities that we could be doing to build our business. So number one, and I said this is good, posting on your wall, your Facebook wall, posting in stories with Facebook or reels with Instagram. Okay. But the key to this, okay, with it being good, is always doing it. Okay. Never let your stories go bare. Okay. Never let your reels go bare, and make sure that your wall, the last time you put something on your wall wasn't 3 months ago. You got to keep busy with that. Okay. Now, okay, that's what I said first. So that's the least productive. Okay. But it's still good. You're doing something. It's not like there's anything wrong with that. Okay. What would be wrong is doing nothing. Okay. Now, in my opinion, better than that is having conversations with people in Messenger. In other words, going back and forth with them with messages. Okay. Whether you're playing the role of icebreaker or you're playing the role of commenting on things that they've posted, whether you're the instigator or you're sharing and complimenting what they're doing, but getting involved with, conversations in Messenger. That's better than posting stories or on your wall, because you're communicating back and forth. Okay, better than that, number 3, and I put one star next to that, is texting, okay, but not cold market, not spamming, okay, but texting your warm market. In other words, the names and numbers that are already in your cell phone, and getting into conversations that way. Very, very similar to conversations in Messenger, but only the reason I have it rated higher than that, because most of the time the conversations in Messenger are with strangers. Texting your warm market in your phone, well, that's your warm market. Those people know you, know of you, and have maybe are related to you, maybe went to school with you, work with you, go to church with you. So that's, I rate that above Messenger. Okay. But above that, number 4 is, what a revelation. Talking. Can you imagine? Wait, listen to this closely. Talking to people or prospects on the phone. Wow. Think about it. On the phone. What would we do if we didn't have cell phones? Like, what would we be doing? I see posts on Facebook all the time that, I'd like to go back to the 70s or 80s or whatever. In other words, before the invention of social media and cell phones. And I'm like, those were fun times. And we did all kinds of cool, neat stuff and communicated with each other. And a lot of it was on the phone that was attached to the wall. Okay. So having a real live conversation on the phone is as good as it gets, other than one thing. Okay. That is the best thing you could be doing, because, April is a master at it. And I'll get into April in a second, but she's a master at it. She's a master at listening to the background. She's a master at listening if there's dogs in the house, kids in the house, activity in the house, whatever it is. And she's always taking notes and knows which way to go with the conversation. But the best is number 5. It's meeting with people in person, where they can see your excitement and your enthusiasm. They can feel it. You ever hear that feeling, can you feel me? Can you feel me? You hear people say that, you feel me? Can you feel me? Well, when you're meeting in person, that's when that happens. They feel you. Okay. Your vibes are going directly to them. They're getting your vibes. Okay. And if your vibes are excited, if your vibes are positive, if you're, like I said, excited, if you're just feeling it, if you're high on life, if things are good, that is infectious. Okay. It's like, I was listening to I'm a Mets fan with baseball, and they've been absolutely horrendous this season, except for the last 2 weeks. They've won like 12 out of the last 15 games. And what happened is they had a team meeting, player only, no coaches or anything involved, just player only. And they cleared the air. They shared their vibes with each other. They shared their thoughts with each other on why people were either hitting well or not, pitching well or not, whatever it was. And those vibes transferred, and all of a sudden they're turning into a good team. And, and they have 90 games left in the season, so they still have time to fix it. But meeting in person is the best. Okay. So what are we doing now? Well, we're coming into summer. We're in it. Okay. We're in summer. It started with Memorial Day, and in Florida, it started way before that. But let me go to the next slide. So June, July, and August are crucial months for activity. Okay. Crucial. Really, really, really important months for activity. See, our activity in this business must increase and be very consistent in that increase during the summer months, June, July, and August. Okay. Now, we were talking with Kristen the other day, and she says, can I ask you guys a question? And we were talking about opening India and other things. It had nothing to do with this. Was just a side conversation. We were supposed to talk for 20 minutes. It ended up an hour because we were going back and forth with a lot of stuff. And she says, March and April, the field was on fire. There was activity everywhere. And then May and June, it dropped off. She said, what happened? Did we do something wrong? And I'm like, that's a very interesting question. And in our experience, and April and I, in the 32 years, what we have found is you got to be careful coming off of good months because people take time to celebrate their victories. And a lot of times they stop doing the things they did that led to the victories. And I think that's what happened. And I mentioned that to her and I said, I don't think it's a lot of times, I don't think it's intentional. I think it's unintentional, but it happens. Okay. Where, people went on a run. Okay. They were on a run. I'll share our story in a second, but they were on a run and then they hit whatever it was and they're celebrating. They come up for air. And before you know it, a week goes by, 2 weeks go by, 3 weeks go by. So our activity needs to increase starting immediately, and we need to be very consistent about it for the next 3 months. Now, here's what you need to understand. Most people, and I'm not just talking about LifeVantage, and I'm not just talking about network marketing. It's summertime for everybody. Okay. Everybody's kids are out of school. Everybody's kids are out of college. It's every industry in all aspects of our lives. Okay. So most people drop off with their business activities. Okay. In the summer months, but this is our opportunity. What it means is there's not going to be as much noise out there and we have a much better chance to be heard. See, if we increase our activity, if we increase our message, if we get more consistent, we're going to do it in a season called summer, okay, June, July, and August, okay, which goes right up to Labor Day, but we're going to have a much better chance to be heard. We're going to have a much better chance to get people involved in the business and or as customers. So we need our reach outs to be the highest, okay, volume-wise during the summer months. So I don't know what your number is. I don't know how many a day you plan on reaching out to, how many that are cold market, how many are the warm market. You should have that. There should be a cold number that you have for every day you're reaching out to, a warm market number for every day that you're reaching out to. But whatever that is, if it's none, then it needs to be some. Okay. And if it's some, then you need to double that number. Okay. But we need to get our message out there in higher volume because there will be less noise coming out of other industries and we do have a better chance of being heard. Now, let me share a little bit about what happened to us. Okay. Our story was this. We had goals we set in the beginning of the year, like New Year's resolutions, goals in January of 2024. And those goals, those two goals were real simple. We wanted to get our second company to be EC1 to become an executive. So we had two executive businesses and get paid twice on anything we do in that second business and maintain it for 4 months so that we qualify for South Africa, the new South Africa executive trip. Well, that was the goal in the beginning of the year. All right. That was the goal for 2024. Now we hit those goals in May. It didn't take the whole year. It didn't even take half the year. Okay. We hit it in May. And I'm just being as vulnerable and honest with you as I can be. Okay. For me, I took a mental break. I knew in the middle of May, we had it. Okay. South Africa was in the bank. I knew it. We were there. Okay. And mentally, I just took a little bit of a break. Okay. From the middle of May to the middle of June. But my beautiful wife, April, did not take a mental break. okay? She was so excited that she started doing twice as much in reach outs as she ever did. Okay. She just knew when she talks to people and she's excited that's when good stuff happens. So she kept making her phone calls, kept doing her reach outs, never stopped dialing for dollars, never stopped dialing for business, was talking to very old leads, was talking to very new leads. And here's what happened. It was very quiet for 4 weeks until Thursday, this past Thursday. And it all came together and 5 things happened at the same time. And if you heard my voice message, you heard this, okay? On Thursday the 12th, we had our biggest volume day ever in LifeVantage, ever. Not counting the 5 subscription days, okay? They don't count, okay? Those are much bigger days. Our biggest day in LifeVantage that was not a subscription day, we did over 10,000 in points, okay? In a non-subscription day, which was our best ever. Now, I share that so I can share this. The one thing that we never know is when it's going to happen. We never know when the person's going to say yes. We never know when they're going to give the credit card. We never know when they're going to reorder. We don't know. All we do know is that we need to stay in front of them. We need to stay in their ear, and we need to do our part. The date that it happens, well, unfortunately, that's up to them. We don't control that, okay? But that's what happened because of the consistency of reach outs during what was probably the slowest time for LifeVantage in general. And again, I was talking to Kristen about this, okay? And she brought it up, not me. And that was the result, okay? We had our biggest day ever during a period of time when it was the slowest ever. And let me stop my screen. That was my last slide. But now, isn't that amazing? I mean, honestly, isn't that? It's amazing because you don't know it's coming. It's amazing that you just keep doing the do. And then all of a sudden, it all comes together on one day. And what happens in this business, and if you haven't experienced it yet, you will, the successes come in flurries. And it always has for 32 years for us. It always has. And I think something happens when you get the first one that you go on a roll because you're on such a high. You're feeling so good. You're so positive. You're so excited. You just get on a roll and you make even more calls and it comes in a flurry. So that was my training for tonight. But April, I want you to take over. You're freaking awesome. I don't know what else to say other than, she just kept doing it. I came up for air and took a break and she just kept doing it. And that's what happened. April?
Thanks. Yeah. This whole business, your networking, your lists, that's money to you guys. I mean, you have to get those lists going. Go back, look at old friends, talk to new people, get it all organized. The more people you talk to, the more you're going to earn. There's no secret. But everybody you talk to doesn't have to be, and nor should it be, where you just start throwing up on them about your opportunity. Get to know them, get to reconnect with them. Just take somebody to lunch. They may not be the person, but maybe they know somebody who is. I am really excited. Charlotte got a piece of me the other day. I was like just bouncing. There's so much good stuff going on. And I think that's coming through on the phone. Really, really good stuff. But we have so many things coming together. That Newsweek article, all right, we all got real excited. And then the article didn't say much. But there's probably not a conversation that I haven't said. We were in Newsweek, we were innovators, one of the 20 most innovators of medical science in 2024. And people are like, wow, I don't know how many people I said that to. I've only had one ask for the link, only one. They just took it at face value that was really cool that, even though our company is 15 years old, people are finally finding out about us. And the more they find out about us, the more it is. And you look at this economy that's going on. I did an email today. I do text and email every Sunday night, you know, business people thinking about going to work on Monday. Everybody who has to go back to a regular job, you know, usually it's Sunday night, they start feeling depressed and not happy with what they're doing. You know, and when you think about the different figures out there, you know, CDs are at an all-time high now, higher than they've been since the 2000s. You know, maybe you can get 5 to 6%, but if you had $1 million in the bank, that would be $50,000 to $60,000. What if you had a business that was doing $4,000 or $5,000 or $6,000 a month? That could be anywhere from 48 to 72,000 every year, year after year. Wouldn't that be the best retirement plan, knowing 25% of us are 65 and older? I mean, this isn't news. This isn't rocket scientist, but sometimes we have to let people know that stuff. We have to kind of get in their face. I can't tell you, I'm kind of blown away when I hear the age of the people I talk to. I mean, they're getting older and older and older. And sometimes I'm like, wow, you know, I've known them forever and I kind of forget the age and I'm not really good at it. But
Yeah,
you know
you remember them back at the age you met them.
yeah, we're all still, you know, 30, 40, you know, it's just like, I forgot we're all getting older together, you know, you know, it's a good thing because everybody's staying healthy. And if we all stay healthy this long, we're going to need a lot of money for retirement. You know, we're going to live longer than ever. So we've been taking all these good products, but our company has really exciting stuff going on. But you got to remind yourself of it, and then you got to tell other people. You know, you can look at this as things are, you know, the companies you don't like, whatever. You don't like the taste of the new Axio, or you don't like how they redid the fat burn bottle, or you know, you can major in those minors, or you can do like I do. You can ask Bobby. There's always pieces of paper. We went to a new. This was really good. We went to was it Chicago pizza? No, Detroit. I don't
It
know.
was sourdough pizza, Detroit pizza, sourdough pizza.
Detroit pizza. It's sourdough, and I'm kind of like on this sourdough kick. So when we saw this the other night, I'm like, we got to go back. I got to have this. I have to have this pizza. We no sooner sits down and my phone goes off, and I'm like, you know, it's the first time Bobby and I've had to sit down in forever, looking at one another face to face. And he knows. I'm like, I got to get this. I'm sorry. I got to get it. It's an order. I just know it's an order. I got to get it. I can't let it go to voicemail. I should let it go to voicemail, but that's how excited I am. It doesn't matter what I could be playing tennis and I have a notepad. And if I think of a person, I write their name down. Doesn't mean I'm going to call them right away. But when I go to work and I sit at my desk, I want a list of names. And all of a sudden on Facebook, I see somebody's story and I'm like, oh my goodness, that story would be perfect for this person. And now I can call them up. I can think about it. So I can categorize, you know, like women who like collagen, women who like weight loss, women who like money, you know, men who like money. I can just have all my different groups going on and figure out when I hear something, who it applies to. Who can I call? You know, in the beginning, when I still worked, I would sit down and I'd have to think about who I was going to call. And what I would do early on, and maybe you've heard me say this before, I used to deal with a lot of loose sheets, a lot of paper. Everybody had a piece of paper, and then it got too wild. I couldn't maintain it. But I would take my list every day, and I find myself doing that again. I take my list, my calendar for who I'm going to call tomorrow, and I highlight them all. It goes back to doing what you need to do each day. So many different reach outs, and you decide what that is. But if you're always writing names down on that list, you never run out of people when you have time to sit down. And, you know, the follow-up doesn't even have to be as exact as, you know, unless you say, but, you know, you don't have to say, I'll say, oh, I'll talk to you sometime next week or the week after. Maybe I don't pinpoint the time unless they're looking at a video that I really want to know when you're going to look at the video. But, you know, it allows you to be able to stay in touch with all these people. And you just never know when them or somebody they know needs our business. So we have to just get better at networking, and then we never run out of people to talk to. We have more people to talk. You can see I've come back off social. I don't have time to be doing all the reels and stuff because I realize at my age, I've got lots of people to talk to. And I'll just have a conversation and maybe they'll say something about their health or you know, their wealth or whatever. Maybe they won't. But you know what? Can you really have too many friends? Could you have too many friends in this world? People that really like you, that, enjoy talking to you? No. So you just have lots and lots of friends. You rotate them through, and those ones that are interested are going to want to do it. And it really is that simple. You just never know. But just keep building those lists. Take people to lunch for no reason. Find out more about them. A sincerest form of flattery. Ask them a lot of questions. Things you didn't know. Maybe they've got a kid that's floundering, needs a career. There's so many different things out there, but yeah, we have to up the amount of people that we care about and we talk to. And we have the best thing in the world. I mean, there's no way I would ever want to go back for a job and sit in an office and listen to a boss and when I can go to the bathroom. I hear the nightmare stories that some of my friends at our age are dealing with when they can have lunch, when they can go to the bathroom. They're remote. They thought remote, staying
They
home.
work from home. They thought they were going to have a good deal.
They
They
thought that
found
was
out they
really
were a prisoner
cool.
to their
Oh no,
laptop.
they're like tied to their desk. They can't
Yeah.
even let the dog out. The poor dog's got to pee and they can't even get up from their desk to let him out. I mean, it's just crazy what's going on out there. We should be so thankful at what's going on. But anyway, back to you, Bobby.
So anyway, that's the training for tonight. I will post, and as a matter of fact, I'll also text the time, the confirmed time, and the link for tomorrow night if you want to join us on Team Hearts call. April and I are still putting that together, but I think Rachel wanted us to talk about blending the old with the new type of thing. I think that's what she wanted us to go over, but anyway, it'll be a good training. And think about whether you're gonna host and have a few people in your home for July 20th, or you're gonna attend and go to somebody else's, okay? But we don't want to do it alone, okay? And we want the excitement from the announcements, from the trip, from the stuff they're going to talk about to multiply, because there's more than one person in the house, that we want the energy to multiply and stuff. So, but anything else comes up in the meantime, we'll get back to you. We appreciate your time. And again, dads out there and your dads, happy Father's Day. It was a great one for me, and I'm thankful every year I get to have one with my dad. I'm very thankful. I lost my mom 5 years ago, and I'm still glad I have him. So it's good. So you guys have a great night. Guys and gals, have a great
So
night.
just
And,
one thing,
I'm
Bob.
sorry. There's one other thing I forgot to mention. I apologize. And then Fred, I'll get to you. I think that was you.
Yeah.
A week from tomorrow is our opportunity Zoom. I'm sorry. I forgot all about that. Okay. Write this down just as a reminder. I mean, I'll text you and stuff, but June 24th, a week from tomorrow, is all of us. This is our opportunity Zoom. This is yours. Okay, this is your team, your teammates. This is yours. Take ownership of it and make sure that you have some guests on it. Okay, and get your entire team to join and participate in it. So I'm sorry, Fred, you were saying something. Go ahead, buddy.
That's actually what I was going to say, Bob, was a reminder for June 20.
I had it written down and I just forgot it.
I thought we better mention that because and it was a great training tonight as always. But so yeah, the Starship was the right background.
Yeah, Captain Kirk, man. There you go.
Out of this world. But yeah, the 24th. That's all I was going to ask about. So
All righty.
okay. Have
Anyone
a great
else
week,
got anything
everybody.
before we go? Everybody else good? We good? Have a great night, everyone. Again, happy Father's Day. Bye-bye.
Yeah. Thanks.
I'll
so
get
much.
this posted soon.